Hey, everybody. Thanks for downloading another episode of the Black and Gold podcast brought to you each and every week by Boonshine Brewing Company. They're trying to make the high country a better place, and they're trying to make Boonshine. And gosh darn it, I think they're doing a swell job, don't you? They have some food specials that I want to mention. I mean, they got Peak Week in cans this week, which is really awesome. It's a great beverage for those that are interested. But I just saw on their Instagram these food specials, and I got to shout them out because you can go buy Broonshine and Kid Brewer grocery store and all that good stuff. But sometimes you just need to go to their spot and try this stuff. So first up is a Philly cheesesteak. It's a thinly sliced steak, provolone cheese, red bell pepper, yellow onion, and mayo, all on authentic Philly soft hoagie roll, or the pesto flatbread featuring house-made pesto, mozzarella cheese, parmesan, tomatoes on a balsamic glaze on a stick boy non's crust. Non's a crust? Ugh.
Nine.
No. Ooh. Whoops. These dishes are the perfect complement to our wide selection of IPAs, particularly our Papacana Hazy or Western Waltz West Coasty. Go check them out, folks. I'm your host of the Black and Gold Podcast. With me, as always, the world's most famous App State fan. Charles, how have you been in the last 5 hours?
Been great. Just watching some Sunday football, this afternoon, and watching a little race and doing good. Ready to go again.
Ready to go again. And this is the kind of dedication the Black and Gold Podcast gives you. We recorded a post game just 5 hours ago, and because of the short week, we say, you know what? If it's a short week, that means there's less days to listen to the Black and Gold Podcast and everything that I guess our guests have to say. So you, the people, need to hear. And so we actually have some great guests coming on the show. Josh Thomas is going to join us again. He did such a great job with us last time. A lot of great insight. Of course, he's the general manager of Tigma, the Tigma Collective, and actually got some new memberships. Actually, I got some multiple text messages this week saying that Josh did a great job, and I don't know why I haven't joined yet and whatever. So that's been really cool to hear and experience. But obviously Josh's impact or his insight was really great as well. And we have the voice of the South Alabama Jags, JT Crabtree is joining us on a Sunday evening, and we're really appreciative of that. But first, we do want to cover some other sports before we jump into, of course, just football, which we already talked about that ECU game. And I do want to say, I want to start with volleyball, Charles. I want to talk about volleyball for a very specific reason, because we actually, in my house, we watched, and if we're all in the house together and it's on ESPN Plus and we're able to watch something like volleyball, we do try to do it. And so we turned on Clemson App State volleyball from Thursday evening, and they got swept 0-3. Okay, so they overall won. They had a really great Black and Gold Invitational tournament with Clemson, Winthrop, and Wofford. But and they're 5-4 overall. But I want to just say this: like watching them play Clemson longer, right? They had more length on the team, but those first two sets, I was so impressed with the ladies and how they competed back and forth. The third set kind of got away from them a little bit, but I'm telling you, it was very, very competitive. And even though Clemson might have a little more length, maybe a little more athleticism, I mean, I don't know how to really judge other than just what I see jumping and all that good stuff. I thought it was great. I thought they did a really great job battling in there against an ACC opponent. So I'm glad to see them at least go 2-1 during this invitational this weekend, Charles.
I think second set kind of came down to the wire, right? And it was like I think we had the lead and very late, and so it's a different third set. Anytime, if you can just get those points scored at the right time, and if you go into that intermission split versus going intermission down 2 sets. So right there on the doorstep. But yeah, that's good. I'm glad you were able to watch. It's an exciting sport to watch. Lots of action.
It's not timed. You got to hit it. You got to hit. You get 3 shots. They get 3 shots, and they play until somebody messes up. I think it's a really, really cool thing. And moving over to soccer here, there's nothing new going on here because hold on a second. We did not talk about the Florida Gulf Coast game yet. Okay, we've not recorded that. So We go down to Fort Myers and win 2-1 against Florida Gulf Coast, but then we don't play again for another like week plus until the Georgia Southern match in Statesboro on Sunday, September 22nd. So we do add another win to the win column for soccer, 3-3-2 overall, Charles.
Goals from Izzy Wood and Ellie Garrison. You've heard those names several times this year. Garrison added an assist, and Stephanie Barbosa with the other. But yeah, all the action was done in the second half. 2-1. That's how it ended.
And moving on to field hockey here, we play Wake Forest at home this past Friday. We lose 1-4 against an ACC opponent. We do play Davidson at Davidson, though, on Sunday and absolutely shellac them 7-2. So overall, we're back to 500, 3-3 overall this year. But we start that legendary rivalry back with Ohio with a MAC conference matchup in Athens on Friday, Charles, on the 20th. But we are back for another conference matchup the following week in Boone against Bellarmine. Bellarmine. Did we figured out how to pronounce
Mine
that?
Or mine. It's up to you.
I think it's Bellarmine.
I think there's probably like a line somewhere,
we'll
geographical line that says this is how you pronounce Bellarmine and this is how you pronounce it Bellarmine.
Yeah,
kind of like the people who say lay.
Oh yeah. Did you hear that? Did you hear the ref yesterday say Appalachian?
Oh no, I did not.
No, 100% did. It was the sideline warning when it was when I told you that the Michael Hughes got punched and the coaches like swarmed the field and they threw a flag on the Appalachian sideline and the ref said, what is it? That's their first warning for Appalachian State. And I was like, are you kidding me? And of course I was too distracted to tweet my anger about it, but it happened.
Got another warning about that as far as I'm concerned.
That's right. What's Clark doing? There. He's not even angry enough to get a flag over that. That's ridiculous. Okay, so that's our Olympic sports coverage. I want to thank Styles Roofing. If you're in the greater Charlotte area and you need someone to look at your roof, Charlotte proper and the outskirts of Mooresville and Belmont and Gastonia and everything else, you know who you are. 704-842-1874 is the number you need to call or text. Appalachian alumnus and superfan Billy Styles. They're the best. And, I say this every week and it's part of what I do and everything else, but they really are. Like, that's the best roofer you can hire to fix or replace your roof. They're great and they do not get paid until the job's done. I had a Black and Gold podcast listener recently tell me they were shocked at how fast the job was completed. But that's how they do it. They're fast. So give them a call if you need a new roof. And of course, Community One Insurance. Folks, if you want to save a little money, have a little more spending money for you're playing on bowl season, going to that Sun Belt Championship game or basketball season or whatever, maybe get that new piece of tailgating equipment. You need to look at where you can save some money. And that could be your homeowner's insurance. It could be your car insurance, insurance for your business. It really doesn't matter. If you need insurance, if you have a need there, or you're already paying for insurance, you want to get a cheaper rate or want to see if you can get a cheaper rate with certainly better service, you need to contact either Zach Ligon or Matthew Johnson at Community One Insurance. And they're App State guys. They're diehard App State fans and App State alumni, and they came from the Brantley Risk Management and Insurance Center at the Walker College of Business. To get in contact with Matthew, you can email him matthew.johnson@communityoneInsurance.com or call or text him at 828-455-2335, and they would be happy to give you a quote or see if they can save you some money. But they'll probably end up just talking about App State stuff with you. So that could be something if you're looking for a conversation. Some more housekeeping items just real quick before we move over and have our conversation and have the hashtag BGP mail satchel and then later on our conversation with JT Crabtree and Josh Thomas. Want to remind everybody, like we did earlier in the post-game show, the Great One Armonte Edwards shirt. So that is still actually for sale. So last week we mentioned that the store had closed and that was the intention, but we had a lot of feedback from listeners saying, can you please keep it open? I'm going to buy one. My brother, I had someone say, hey, my brother hasn't had a chance to buy one yet. Can you keep it open? We had enough people say, keep it open. And then the t-shirt guy said, yeah, we can keep it open. So it is. So go to thegreatoneshirt.com. It'll take you right there. Black, gray, or white are your options. There is a whiteout on September 28th. And there might be a certain former Appalachian State football player there as well at the game. So get your shirts now before the window closes on the 18th, which is Wednesday. So if you're listening to this on a Monday morning or Tuesday, you can still go order your shirt. And a lot of people have already received their orders. So I just want to make sure everybody knows that it's still open for a very limited time based on your feedback. And that's just the way it is. So Wednesday the 18th, last day. We're getting ready to dive into the hashtag BGP Mail Satchel here. And I want to shout out Blue Deer Cookies for being a sponsor. Downtown Boone, downtown Blowing Rock, and West Jefferson with their new location. 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Monday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. on Sunday. Best coffee in Boone that you will possibly find. And, of course, they have delicious cookies. It's great. It's a great office treat. Or if you got a cabin with a bunch of friends, just go pick up a whole bunch of Blue Deer cookies and just share it with your friends. Come on. You can envision that happening. Milkshakes, ice cream, whatever. It's a great place to hang out. It's a great place to grab a treat. And whoever has the best hashtag BGP Mail Satchel submission this week gets a free Blue Deer cookie, basically a card to get them a ice cream sandwich, which is really awesome. And so far, Ashley, Brad, Jay, and Nick Gord have all won. I don't think I put them in the mail yet, but I promise it was a stamp issue. But now I have stamps. They're going in the mail, folks. So just hang on tight. You're going to get them before the next you get them for the next Saturday game. Let's put it that way. But yeah, Charles, is there anything else before we move on?
No, I think we're good.
Awesome. Okay, so everybody sit tight. And when we come back, hashtag BGP Mail Satchel, followed by our conversation with South Alabama play-by-play announcer JT Crabtree.